First of all, I'd like to thank the other guests who spoke this morning. Mark Wahlberg, Mark Ruffalo. And I'd also like to thank Francis, His Holiness, for loaning us the venue on this holy day, the holiest of days, with the clamoring worshipers outside expecting to hear Mass. We are lucky enough, blessed enough to have this space to remember our friend. Thanks, Frank. I, too, was shocked to hear of his passing, snowmobiling Shaun White's halfpipe, especially because he was the one person who could afford and decided to go through with the titanium skeleton reinforcement surgery. He loved his metal bones. His was a life of passion, of love, of pursuing interests other people would have thought as whimsicalities, such as midget theater or arena football with midgets. He was a man of culture. He loved culture so much. He was the first Westerner to move in after the fall of Baghdad, and he was able to acquire thousands upon thousands of priceless artifacts, sculpture, paintings, writings, even little understood historical remnants from the Fertile Crescent, unlocking the secrets of civilization itself, are now safely stowed away in his locked secret vaults forever. His love of art and culture encompassed all historical epics, all kinds of art. He loved film. He single-handedly maintained the world's largest and only archive of the rarest celluloid prints of Nazi propaganda films. Yeah, I remember at one of his screenings, gosh, was that 04? It was 05, thank you. He had gone out to his meat house to clobber some more geese for a second helping of bourbon-fed foie gras, and someone had taken his seat at the head of the table, and he came back afterwards and said, "You better crystal not think about sitting there." He was funny. He was funny. He loved comedy. All kinds of comedy. Prop comedy. But he appreciated the sciences as well, engineering and architecture. I don't know how many successful businessmen you know who would alone design and construct their own factories in Bangladesh with no training. But let me remind you, no formal schooling, but he did. Of course, we can't talk about his dealings on the subcontinent without mentioning the elephant in the room, Flipsy, whom he orphaned on an ivory hunt. He also had a great appreciation for the science of music. He loved music, so he signed Pitbull to his first record deal. He was also fascinated with economics. He pumped millions of dollars into an ongoing conflict in Uganda to stoke instability in the region and drive the price of diamonds up, just so we could see the ramifications on a global scale. He also loved diamonds. And let's not forget, he didn't just jet set around the globe on his G9 pursuing his exotic sexual dalliances with his money. He shared it. In his time, he pumped over $500 million into philanthropic causes such as the Tea Party, Friends of the Tea Party, and the Canyons Kickstarter campaign. He also donated time and money to the Gulf region after the BP Horizon disaster, which he caused on an ivory hunt. And of course, he loved his pet dog, sandwiches. Apologies for running long. Kareem, I don't mean to cut into your time, but I want to tell you a story about him. We were in the Grand Canyon some years back, dynamiting on Indian land for gold. When he looked across the way, we saw a group of tourists riding burros down into a gorge. He took aim at them with his obsidian scope on his ivory rifle. And he said, "Who are these people?" And I'll tell you what, I think that still rings true today. We will miss him. But every time there is a false flag attack on this nation's soil, we will think of him. Thank you. Hashtag living the dream. Hashtag love, live, laugh.